Okay friends, now we are going to learn some new phrases and idioms. Okay, what is an idiom, you may ask me? Idioms and phrases are groups of words which can make your spoken English or your written English more effective. Okay, if you incorporate these idioms and phrases, it can give a beautiful picture. Okay, if it's incorporated, it can give a very fluent and very flowery English. Okay, now I am going to teach you a few commonly used ones. Now the first one, okay, let me write down and you also take down. Okay. Idioms and phrases. First we are going to do some idioms and then we will see phrases. First one, at the 11th hour. At the 11th hour. At the 11th hour means at the nick of the time. At the nick of the time. That is right at that moment. Okay. Now I will just give you a sentence and you will understand the meaning better. When the audience was waiting for the special guest to come, the actor Rajinikanth appeared at the nick of the time. Okay, now do you understand the meaning of this? At the 11th hour, that means at the nick of the time, or I am sorry, I appeared at the nick, at the 11th hour. Both mean the same. You see always these actors and actresses and politicians and all, they will just appear at the 11th hour. Nobody will come and wait beforehand for a program. So, they will all come make their appearance at the right time, that is the nick of the time or at the very moment or at the 11th hour. Okay? Do you understand now? Let us go on to the next one. Pull a long face. Pull a long face means to look very sad, very dismal. Okay, we will take down. To look sad or dismal. Dismal means not looking very happy or cheerful. Okay. Shall we try to make a sentence out of it? When Rita was not allowed to join the excursion party, she pulled a long face. She pulled a long face. That means she looked very sad. When Rita was not allowed to join the excursion party, she pulled a long face. That means she looked very sad. Okay. Man of letters. Next one. Man of letters means a very learned person who has lot of degrees attached to his name. Okay. A very literary person. Okay. Now shall we see a sentence? Have you heard of Kannadasan? Kannadasan is a great poet or a lyricist. He has written a lot of songs. Okay, he is a very literary person. He is very well versed in Tamil songs. Okay. Kannadasan is a man of letters. Can you think of another sentence? Dr. J. Abdul Kalam is a man of letters. Our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, is a man of letters. Okay. Draw a line. Next one, draw a line. Fix a limit. You should know where to draw your line, means you should know where to fix your limit. Okay, shall we have like even in your friendship, when you have a lot of friends, you tend to spend a lot of money, isn't it? So, when we spend our money lavishly, we should know where to draw a line, that is where to fix our limitation. When we are on a spending spree. Spending spree means in a time of spending. We should know where to draw a limit. See how we are using these idioms in sentences of our own. Next one, nip in the bud. What does this mean? To avoid something in the initial stage itself, cut off at the earliest stage. Okay. Now, for example, when people get accustomed to smoking, they have to nip it in the bud. That is, before they become addicted to it itself, they should stop it. Otherwise, it will become a habit and it will be very difficult for them to come out of it. Okay. Whenever a bad habit, we start getting accustomed to a bad habit, we have to nip it in the bud. Cut off at an early stage. When Mr. Ram got into the habit of smoking, his friend advised him to nip it in the bud. To nip it in the bud. See, now if you see, there is nothing to do with the bud or anything, but it means that we have to cut it off at an early age. Like when a flower blooms, before it blooms itself, we cut it off, isn't it? So, before the habit develops, we are cutting it off, okay, at an early stage. That is what it means. Same way, all these idioms that we have done so far, I am going to give you some more. These are only a few that I have given. I will explain. At the 11th hour means 12 hours make one, 12 minutes, 12 hours make half the day. We say 12 hours. In a clock we have 12 hours, isn't it? So, at the 11th hour means at a very late stage, that is at the nick of the time or at a very crucial moment, okay. That is what 11th hour means. Here pull a long face means like a cheerful face is always round and bubbly, but a long face means a sad face, like somebody when they are hurt they pull a long face, somebody when they are not allowed to do something they pull a long face. So, that is what it means, to look sad. Man of letters, that is a person who has a lot of degrees attached to him, that is a literary person. Literary means a person of great knowledge, okay. Kannadasan is a man of letters. I told you another example, our former president Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam is a man of letters. He is not only a kind hearted person, he is also a man of letters, okay. That is what it means, very wise person. Draw a line, fix a limit. We should draw a line even in friendship. When we come across some bad people, we should draw a line and do not encourage their friendship. When we are in a spending spree, we should know where to draw a line. Sometimes all this Adi Talabadi, Deepavali offers and Christmas bonus and all that. When during this time when we go for shopping, all the shops will come out with all discount sale and all. So we'll say discount sale, we have to buy, we have to buy. But we should know where to draw a line. Just because you are giving an offer, we cannot go and spend all the money. We should know where to cut, where to stop. Okay, that's what. When we are on a spending spree, spending spree means we are in a mood to spend. Okay, we should know where to draw a line. Where to draw a line? I've written limit. Okay, where to draw a line, that is to fix a limit. Okay. The next one, nip in the bud. I explained to you, nipping off a bud before it blooms. That is cutting off at an early stage before the bad habit forms. When Mr. Ram got into the habit of smoking, his friend advised him to nip it in the bud. So, you've understood all the 5 idioms now. Very clearly I have explained to you. Now, we are going ahead with 5 more and 5 more and so on, so that you become all beautiful speakers of English language. We will move on to the next 5 idioms now. Here, from bad to worse. From bad to worse means to deteriorate. That is what it means. Okay. Shall we make a sentence now? After her surgery, her handwriting went from bad to worse or became bad to worse. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of this? After her surgery, maybe she was sick, and sometimes when people undergo surgery, heart surgery or anything, or some surgery for cancer, the handwriting makes a lot of changes. It becomes like a scribble. Okay. After her surgery, her handwriting went from bad to worse. That is, it started becoming badder. Okay, we can't say badder, we can say bad to worse. It started deteriorating. The quality of handwriting started deteriorating. Okay, have you understood now? Next one. On cloud 9. What is the meaning of on cloud 9? One cloud itself, if you go above, when you go in an aeroplane, if you see a cloud and if the plane goes above, you feel so excited. But on cloud 9 means to reach the zenith or to reach the heights of happiness. Okay? To reach or to be extremely happy. To be extremely happy. That is what it means. When Deepa won the gold medal in the Olympics she was on cloud 9. Okay. Now, if you win one ordinary medal itself, you will feel so happy. When you win a gold medal in that too in Olympics, how would you feel? That's what now Deepa feels now. When Deepa won the gold medal in the Olympics, she was on cloud 9. She was extremely happy. Definitely anyone would be, isn't it? Okay. Next one, what we are going to see is thicken when to make ends meet. To make ends meet. To what shall we say? To make ends meet means to make things work together smoothly. Okay, what can we say? Especially we will say about money. Okay, to manage a financial problem. Okay, to manage a financial problem better. Sometimes when the father goes to work and the money that he gets is not sufficient enough for the children's education and their needs, then the mother also goes to work, isn't it? So, to make both ends meet, make ends meet or to make both ends meet, you can say anything. Okay, both are idioms. Both ways you can say to make ends meet or to make both ends meet. That is to manage a financial problem. In order to make both ends meet, Mrs. Rupa had to go to work. Okay. In order to make both ends meet, Mrs. Rupa had to take up a job. Okay. So, in order to make both ends meet, Mrs. Rupa had to take up a job. Have you understood now? The next one. Okay, next one what we are going to do is call her face to mind. Okay, call her face to mind. That means to recollect or to try to remember. Sometimes when you use all these idioms, you get a better impression, you make a better impression on the person whom you are talking to. Even when you go for an interview or when you talk, when you are introduced in a party, you can make use of all these idioms when you talk. So, they will have a lasting impression of you, they will have a better opinion of you. Okay, to call a face to mind means to recollect. Now, for example, when Janani met her school friend after 20 years, after 20 years if you meet, they would have changed, isn't it? So you won't remember, you'll forget the names. She had to call her face to mind. Okay, now she is meeting. Already she is meeting her school friend after 20 years. Why should she call her face to mind? The face that she would have seen 20 years ago, if she brings to mind only, she will remember her name. So she is trying to recollect her name by bringing her face to mind, how she looked 20 years ago. Okay? So that's what it means. To call your face to mind or call somebody's face to mind means to recollect. Okay? Have you understood the meaning now? When Janani met her school friend after 20 years, she had to call her face to mind. Okay. Next one. Matter of concern. Matter of concern. Here I have an underline. What is the meaning of matter of concern? A very important matter to be considered. A very important situation. Okay. The heavy rains brought in a lot of floods. Which became a matter of concern for the people. Which became a matter of concern for all the people. Okay. The heavy rains brought in a lot of floods which became a matter of concern for all the people. People started worrying about what to do. A very important situation which has to be tackled. A very important situation to be tackled, I'll write. To be tackled. Okay, now do you understand? It's clear, I think. We'll check all the words, the idioms now. From bad to worse, that means to deteriorate. After her surgery, her handwriting went from bad to worse. Okay, so next one, on cloud 9. To be extremely happy. when Deepa won the gold medal in the Olympics, she was on cloud 9. That is, she was extremely happy. To make ends meet or to make both ends meet means to manage a financial crisis or financial problem. We can even say crisis here, okay? To manage a financial problem or crisis. In order to make both ends meet, Mrs. Rupa had to take up a job. That is, when more money is required in the family, the mother also decides to take up a job. Next one, to call her face to mind means to recollect. Recollect means to try to remember, okay? When Janani met her school friend after 20 years, she had to call her face to mind. She had to recollect or she had to remember all the situations that they had 20 years ago, and then she tried to remember her name. Next one, matter of concern. Concern means something which has to be tackled, a situation. A very important situation to be tackled. Okay. The heavy rains brought in a lot of floods, which became a great matter of concern for all the people. If you want, you can become a great matter of concern for all the people. Now, have you understood? Practice all these idioms that I am giving you with trying to make more sentences. Only then you will be fluent in your speech. Okay, now so far we have learned 10, we are going to learn more. The next, we just saw 10 idioms and the meanings of it and the sentences. Now we are going to see 5 more, and I am going to give you a lot more of it so that you become well versed in it. Okay, now let us go on with told him flat. What is the meaning of this? Told him, this will be 11th one. Okay, this means express the opinion directly, okay? To express opinion directly. Okay. Now, in case you do not like something, you just tell that person directly. That is called tell him flat. Okay. Shall we say, how can we make a sentence like when his partner, when Mr. Raghu's partner was trying to cheat him, in business, he told him flat that he would not work with him. Okay, do you understand now? When Mr. Raghu's partner was trying to cheat him in business, he told him flat that he would not work with him. That is directly to the point. Express opinion directly. Told him flat. So, have you understood the meaning of this? Next one, what we are going to do is tricks of the trade. Tricks of the trade means the expertise of doing something, the tricks of the trade. The expertise. The expertise of doing business or the expertise of running running a company or even politics, anything. The expertise of doing anything. Ravi did not do well in his business as he did not know the tricks of the trade. Ravi could not fare better in leather business because he did not know the tricks of the trade. See, anything you do, like whether you are in politics or whether you are in business, whether whatever you do, you should know the tricks of the trade. Like you cannot be a fool and accept things, and you will become a loser, isn't it? So, you should know the tricks of the trade. I hope you have understood the meaning now. Okay. Next we shall go to holds good. Holds good means valid at the time of discussion. Next one, a clean slate. What has a slate got to do with somebody's life? Having no discredit. What is the meaning of this? Having no discredit. That is having no blemish or discredit in somebody's character. Okay. Mr. Manoj has been working for nearly 20 years and he has a okay. Mr. Manoj has been working for nearly 20 years and he has a clean slate to his credit. That is, he doesn't have any bad comments in his black mark in his character at all. Or we can say Mr. Manoj is a sincere employee. He has had a clean slate for 20 years. Okay, we can say that way also. Okay, so that is the meaning. Okay, next one what we are going to see is at the helm. What is a helm? Helm is a structure in a ship where the captain always keeps in control the ship and he is at the helm. At the helm means in full control. Okay, in full control. Shall we see a sentence for it? Mr. Jacob owns an industry and he is always at the helm. Okay. Mr. Jacob owns an industry and he is always at the helm means he is always in full control of the industry. That is what it means. He doesn't allow anybody else to interfere in his industry or business. Okay. He is always at the helm, that is in full control. Okay. Have you understood? Like can you give another sentence with this meaning? Okay. Who is in charge or who is at the helm in your house? Is the father or the mother at the helm? Okay, we can just say my father is always at the helm in at home. At home, my father is always at the helm. That is, father is in full control of the family. Okay. So, now you would have understood how to make it in a sentence. Next one, what we are going to see is feel the pinch. Pinch means pinching like this. To feel the pinch means to feel the effect, the adverse effect of something. Feel the pinch means feel the adverse effect of or adverse or unpleasant effect in one's standard of living. Okay, adverse means unpleasant also you can substitute. Feel the unpleasant effect of one's standard of living. Owing to the steep rise in prices of vegetables and food items, people living on pension feel the pinch. Owing to owing to the steep rise in the prices of vegetables and other food items, the people living on pension feel the pinch. That is retired people. Okay, just I'll read out. Feel the pinch means feel the adverse effect of one's standard of living owing to the steep rise in prices. Steep means very sharp rise in prices of vegetables and other food items. The people or the old people living on pension feel the pinch. That is, they feel the adverse effect of the standard of living. Okay, now shall we go through all the 5 that we have learnt now? Told him flat means express opinion directly. When Mr. Raghu's partner was trying to cheat him in business, he told him flat that he would not work with him. Okay, when somebody is cheating, you tell them directly, no, I will not work with you. You are trying to cheat me. So, to tell flatly means to express your opinion directly. Okay. The tricks of the trade. The expertise of doing anything. The tricks of the trade means the expertise of doing anything. Ravi could not fare better in leather business because he did not know the tricks of the trade. Only when you know the expertise, like suddenly you want to do some business or do some other work, without knowing it, you will be an utter failure. So, you should know the tricks of the trade. You should have an expertise of doing that particular trade. Okay. Next, a clean slate, having no discredit, that is having no black mark in your character. Mr. Manoj has been working for nearly 20 years and he has a clean slate to his credit. That is, he has no bad remarks on him at all. He's been a very sincere worker for 20 years. At the helm, that means in full control. Mr. Jacob owns an industry and is always at the helm. He doesn't allow anybody else to interfere in his business or his factory. To feel the pinch, that means to feel the adverse effect or the unpleasant effect of one's standard of living. Owing to the steep rise in prices of vegetables and other food items, the people living on pension feel the pinch. Okay, have you understood all the 5 idioms now? I am sure you are going to make use of all this in your speeches and your written work. Next, we are going to see 5 more idioms and you are going to learn better English now. Okay, the next one is in the pink of health. This will be, how many have we finished? 15. 16th one. In the pink of. In very good health condition. Okay, in the of means in very good health condition. Although Raji's father is more than 80 years of age, he is in the pink of health. In the pink of health, you need not in the pink of, he is in the pink of health. In the pink of means in very healthy condition, or in a very good health condition, or in a very healthy condition, or I will just write in a very good health condition. In a very good health condition. Although Raji's father is more than 80 years of age, he is in the pink of health. Okay, you understood? Next one. Put on airs. What does it mean? Put on airs means to show off, to exhibit too much of, to show that somebody is very popular or somebody is very well off, to behave in an unnatural way to impress others. Okay, to behave in an unnatural way to impress others. Okay, this is the meaning of putting on airs. Okay. Let's see how we can make it in a sentence of our own. Somebody who wants to show off. Okay, though in spite of coming from a poor family, Savitri puts on airs to get the goodwill of her classmates. Sometimes children in the class, they just want to impress the others. So they will say, oh, I have this, I have that, my dad bought me so many things, my mother made so many things at home and all that, just to impress or just to get the goodwill of their classmates or their friends at work. They simply keep telling made up stories. Okay, so they behave in an unnatural way to impress others, which is not necessary at all. Okay, so this is called putting on airs. um, to give him a piece of my mind, like to give a piece of mind, to give a piece of mind. To advise when somebody goes wrong. Okay. My dad gave my brother a piece of his mind when he started coming home late. Coming home late every day. Okay. My dad gave my brother a piece of his mind when he started coming home late every day. That is to advise him not to do such a thing. Okay, next one, at loggerheads. At loggerheads. That means always having a difference of opinion. Having differences of opinion. Okay, when one person says something, the other person will say just the opposite of it. When one person wants to do something, the other person wants to do something else. So, loggerheads means having differences of opinion. The captain and the vice captain of the cricket team are always at loggerheads. Okay. The captain and the vice captain of the cricket team are always at loggerheads, means having differences of opinion. Okay, it need not be only between the captain and the vice captain, it can even be you and your brother, or you and your boss, or you and your wife. Anybody can be at loggerheads. Okay. The next one, what we are going to see is a bolt from the blue. A bolt from the blue. What does it mean? A sudden shocking news. Okay, now actually the literal meaning of this idiom came from the literal meaning, a bolt from the blue. That is, when it rains, what happens? There is thunder and lightning, isn't it? So we call this lightning, which when we look from afar in the blue sky, sometimes we see a stream of lightning coming, like falling across, isn't it? Like a flash of light coming out from the blue sky. So that means after the lightning comes the thunder. So after this a bolt from the blue, this always comes with a bad news. Okay, like a sudden death of someone or the sickness of someone. It came as a bolt from the blue, means it came as a shocking news to us. Okay, that's what it means. A bolt from the blue means a sudden shocking news, a sudden shocking news. The death of Sita's father came as a bolt from the blue. Sita's father was all right till the previous week, and suddenly when the news comes that he is no more, it is a shocking news. So the death of Sita's father came as a bolt from the blue, a sudden shocking news. Now shall we see all the idioms now? In the pink of, in very good health condition. Although Raji's father is more than 80 years of age, he is in the pink of health. So old people, they usually they start becoming older, weaker, wearier and all that, but he is in the pink of health. That means he is very hale and hearty. That's another idiom. Hale and hearty means in the pink of health. Usually people after 40 years itself, they get BP, cholesterol, sugar, that is diabetes, and arthritis, this and that. But this person, that is Raji's father, is in the pink of health, in very good health condition. Excuse me. Now next one, put on airs, to behave in an unnatural way to impress others. In spite of coming from a poor family, Savitri puts on airs to get the goodwill of her classmates. Just to impress others, she keeps on telling a lot of lies and she pretends as though she is from a rich family. To give a peace of mind, to advise when somebody goes wrong. My dad gave my brother a piece of his mind when he started coming home late every day. Okay, when he started coming home late every day, my dad gave him a piece of my brother a piece of his mind. Okay, next one, at loggerheads. That means having differences of opinion. The captain and the vice captain of the cricket team are always at loggerheads. Next one, a bolt from the blue, a sudden shocking news. I told you, like a lightning appearing in a blue sky. The death of Sita's father came as a bolt from the blue. Okay, have you understood now all these idioms? You have to use it in sentences of your own. Only then you will practice and you will master the language.